Winners don't use drugs.
Because winners bust drugs. That's why.
Yeah, and then take them
We bust
to the
them.
fucking
Just say no.
incineration unit.
What's up, everybody? Billy Ray 1000. Just Torsten. Jens Better. Raquel.
Hey.
Thank you, Slasher, for blessing us with this movie and this stream. Lord knows it could have used more titties, but
Zero, not one tit in this movie.
No.
Jens is very disappointed.
Yeah, bro.
Jens didn't like that.
No. But we're hoping number 3 can have some tits in because we just read the fucking synopsis and there's a stripper in it. So
yeah, I did give you the warning too that there might not be any titties in this movie. Also, that's a kind of a rip.
I thought you were full of shit. I was thinking there's going to be some titties. All
right, this guy is also there's. All right, sorry, spoiler. Before we even talk about the fucking movie we just watched, but there's multiple scenes. This guy is pressing a button on his remote control, and his bed is coming down, so he could bang this one hooker over and over again. No, you can't show a nipple.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, he's being cast.
They showed her getting a pimp slap though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the thing is with her, because she was a hooker with a heart of gold, and so we can't objectify her like that. Unlike the woman at the beginning of the first movie, who we get to objectify because she's bad.
No, well, yeah, well, I don't know. Spoilers. She's a fucking informant, so maybe she's a bad guy to fucking like mafia bosses.
The whole movie, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
We didn't even get into how the movie starts. We didn't
Raquel spoiled the fucking ending last week in the first 10 minutes. So.
What?
Oh, what's up, Optic Racer?
I don't remember that.
Hey, what's up?
Well, you will look at.
How you doing?
You went, oh yeah. What was it?
This one's not.
Yeah, that was it. You went, oh yeah. Oh, I was a bit disappointed. I think Sasha went, oh, something like, oh, so what do you like, Raquel? Or didn't like or something. And you went, well, I didn't like the ending where you didn't see that the like dudes get his head squashed.
Oh yeah, I did say that. I said it's disappointing that we only.
Yeah,
well, we didn't really see him get his head squashed by the tractor wheel.
No,
but I said I thought it would be him getting, get the axe to the head kind of thing.
Yeah, some of the things that we predict do happen in these movies, and sometimes they surprise us. Sometimes the setup pays off a little differently than we expect.
Or you'll predict something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like you predict something, but I remember there was a movie we were watching. I can't remember which one it was, but Darius called the ending of the movie as a joke.
Yeah.
And it was legit at the end of the movie. It was legit what he said.
Body parts. I called like the whole big twist where it turns out that the criminal, the serial killer that he got the arm from. The head was put on someone else, and that was the real killer.
The head, that was it. It was the severed head from the beginning of Body Parts. That was it. You called that as a joke, and it ended up really being the ending of the movie.
That's a big part of the movie too.
Yeah.
Kind of glad I missed that.
Raquel, you don't have the stomach for that movie.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, 5 minutes in, and shall we get to the fucking movie?
All right. So, Snake 2, the drug buster.
Yeah.
Some drugs.
Okay.
Yeah. And it starts off where you see like a school gym, and they're doing like a footloose fucking.
It seems like a combination gym where some people are doing karate. A lot of people are doing dance moves.
Yeah.
Some people are doing gospel singing.
Mm.
It was Snake Eater 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it was basically.
Mm.
And we get here we go.
Yeah.
My hero of the movie. Because before Lorenzo Lamas comes on screen, we get to see Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
Mm. Who's not so
Speedboat.
sorry in this one?
Larry B.
No.
Scott, everybody. His name is
Yeah.
Larry B. Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no soy or body fat in this movie.
No.
Black
I
guy,
don't think he is
the only black
homosexual.
guy in Cobra Kai, buddy. Larry B. Scott. Props.
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I think he's heterosexual, but you never know. It's Hollywood, isn't it? But,
Oh, well, his character definitely is. You can tell that
yeah.
multiple
Yeah, but
times
no,
in the movie.
no. Yeah, but I think he's heterosexual, but he just played so much of a good part playing that homosexual. People think he's
What?
homosexual, but I don't think he's homosexual. But
Oh,
I'm not
really? No,
sure.
I doubt it.
Yeah, all right. Have you ever heard of this movie called Fear of a Black Hat? It was kind of like
Yeah.
before. It was like the rap documentary type spoof movies.
Is a spoof of Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah. He was oh shit, what was his name? I can't remember. Was it Tasty Taste?
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav, yeah, he had a name like Tasty Taste or something like that. But he was like the Easy E, like he had like the hat on all the time. It was funny. Larry B. Scott, everybody. Everyone who was in Revenge of the Nerds actually deserves props. So
Oh yeah. Well, real good cast. They got one of those fucking real good cast, but they was all unknown because most of them they're not fucking that well known, and they've been in quite a few fucking movies and all of them sort of thing. But you know, the one like A-listed actors, was sort of like A-minor listed actors, one thing. But anyway, back to the film though.
Yep.
So yeah, there's some dead kids on the streets.
not on the streets, in the rec center where everyone's practicing.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, that's because I fucking was at the shops at this time getting some Guinness, and so like that this 5 minutes I'm thinking, but it was the shit fucking 5 minute bit. So I won't worry about it. But yeah. Turns out,
All the
there's
kids are practicing.
Well, the one dead was the. Well, I think they were just looking like they was dead.
One died, and the other was in a coma.
Yeah, Nikki was in a coma.
Yeah, right. And Nikki
Speedboat.
turns out to be fucking Speedboat's sister, and Speedboat's Lamar. Oh, he's called Speedboat in this. Not to be confused
Fucking
with.
name.
Yeah, well, it's not to be confused with Speedboat Bike, which was last week.
Oh yeah, the motorcycle.
Motor.
Yeah, this is just a name. Is called Speedboat, which I don't know why, because he never had a speedboat.
No, he didn't. Right? He never manned the boat the
No.
whole movie.
There were
Yeah.
no boats in the whole movie, which is
Not
funny
a
because
single boat.
the first movie was full of boats.
Not a single boat in this one.
No,
Yeah.
no motorcycles in this either.
Anybody eat a snake?
Oh, yeah, no motorcycles either. But we got wheelchairs. We did
Yeah,
get
wheelchairs and sports cars.
Oh yeah, we got cars.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the film. Fucking Snake Eater, he's pissed off because these drug dealers have nearly killed like fucking some of the kids that he's like hanging out at this hostel. Well, he goes to fucking this place where there's this drug dealing pimp giving his sort of
It's a crack house. That's what I have to say.
some crack pot, a groping of the tits, which I thought we was gonna get him out, but he didn't.
He deals with crack dealer Morpheus on the way in.
Yeah.
He did have
Yeah.
that look.
Yeah, yeah. And the prostitute leaves where he sits down to like have a rest, where he gets pistol whipped by a snake eater.
And when Snake Eater he pistol whips him in the face, and it makes a noise like a punch from a Rocky movie.
Oh
Like the-
yeah. And the prostitute was Lucinda, and we know she's coming back because we get a nice close up on her face, and she
She's gonna
smiles.
slap later on. Spoiler.
But yeah, there's just something about her. You knew that she was coming back later.
Yeah. Well, she was good looking and all because like
Although I did have a feeling in the first one that the chest scar girl would come back somehow.
Yeah, me
Even
too.
though I've watched it before.
if they're good looking and they can act a bit, they usually come back.
Do you think anyone's really a good actor in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Barry B. Scott, yeah.
Just probably a rush script and
Hey Carol, who's your favorite character in this movie, Carol?
I liked in the beginning the guy with the knife,
Oh, the
the stutter.
oh, all right, in the mental institution. Okay.
oh yeah, we haven't even got to that. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
mental institution.
Oh,
And I like Torchy.
wait there. Trevor.
Torchy
Trevor
stuff.
his name was.
Torchy stuff. He's useless.
I like Torchy.
Yeah.
Well, I like Billy Ray. We'll get to him. So, was Lucinda just a prostitute, or was she also dealing cocaine?
I think she was more like a intel prostitute.
Well, probably. But she was an informant, wasn't she? But anyway.
I'm saying she was banging for information, right?
Well, Franco,
yeah.
but not Morpheus.
She was getting into the fucking lifestyle of, and she got to be the number one sort of fucking like
Number one hoe.
hooker.
Yeah, bottom bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, when he knocks fucking that drug dealing Morpheus out, people in this sort of like fucking
All right, wait, yeah. We missed
drug out.
Yeah, there was people who had the drug den had slots that we saw that were opening so they could fucking trade the money and the drugs at one point.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we see that it's used for gunplay also.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there was Uzis or fucking what, but they were shooting the shit down this fucking little terrace street sort of thing.
Alley?
Yeah, the alleyway. Yeah, they were shooting down the alleyway. That luckily enough, Snake he took cover and then started throwing C4 with timers and some hand grenades, and he fucking killed. No, he like killed two of them, and then ran in, didn't he?
He goes back to his stash before the raid on the crack house. He's getting all his shit. He's got a trunk full of shit.
Yeah, literally.
Which he uses most of them. Well,
right,
anyway,
and he is on suspension, but he's killing drug dealers in the streets and blowing them up.
So I just wanted to say this also. All right, he's on suspension, right? Also, the last movie was about him being on suspension and finding his sister.
Mm-hmm.
That was kidnapped by some random swamp inbred gang.
Hillbilly boat pirates.
Yeah. So, all right. Now in this one, it's a completely different shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Instead of hillbillies, we have Italian mafiosos.
Yeah, that are like selling drugs and that to the kids.
Yeah. Well, also we get when the girl overdosed in the beginning, it was called rat poison. So.
Oh yeah, because they're like cutting it with fucking rat poison or something. Oh, it's not getting flushed right or something, and it's fucking turning poisonous or something. But
Right.
anyway, yeah. So he like kills like two dudes, and he runs in, kills another dude or two, and that where some dude stabs him in the back, but because it's snaky,
Yeah, right in the back.
yeah.
Ooh,
But
like, ouch.
luckily, yeah. Well, luckily enough, I don't think it hit any major organs, and so fucking he just shot the dude, and then fucking.
He also got shot a couple times in this.
Well, he went in there though like a man. He was fucking the action from the start, but then it was one of them films where you have to wait till the end, last 10 minutes for the action to restart. But anyway, fucking.
Wait, hang on 1 second, because I also want to bring this up.
Right.
This movie has like 3 different years of being released. All right, Raquel,
Mm-hmm.
you said this was 1990.
Yeah, I did say that.
All right. So how do you count this movie on release? Because go on IMDb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Original thing says 1989. Now, mind you, this movie was not in French. It was not in Italian. It was in English. Although the copy we watched, for some reason, the fucking credits, Le Snake Eater or whatever the fuck it's on. Okay. Release date Canada 91. Release date Italy 89. Release date Germany 90. So this has multiple years that you could count it. I don't know. How the fuck does that happen?
Well, maybe they translated it, and maybe it was quicker to translate it to Italian.
So there's an Italian cut of this? So then why didn't we
Maybe.
hear Lorenzo Lamas speaking Italian
I don't know. Did we pick the English one?
in New York?
He was one of the only like non-Italian characters.
I also could have picked the Portuguese one. Anyway, Snake Eater.
Yeah.
Soldier.
He killed like fucking 4 dudes and that. He gets took to court and he has to do a court appearance for fucking going off on one.
Wait, Jens. He goes on a drug raid on the crack house. I think you might have been going to the store when we see at the end of the raid on the crack house that speedboat pops up with a shotgun and a leather fucking trench coat, and he's like, "I was just doing the same thing you were doing."
Oh, I
Right.
was going to do the same thing you was going to do, but you did it before me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this
So
is
then,
Speedboat's first disguise that we see.
Yeah, so he's already coming in like a badass.
Speedboat is the master of disguise. You see.
yeah.
But then he just
Well,
kind of like gives him the nod and leaves him there with the
Yeah.
knife in
Yeah,
his bag.
we're getting the fuck out of there, really, because he knows, oh, yeah, there's going to be some shit because fucking Snake Eater's just gone rogue. And that's why he gets took to court because this dude is like, oh, you killed 4 people.
He legit
And so,
says something to him about it. Like, you're the cop. Like, you deal with this. Not verbatim, but that's kind of what he says to him. He's like, you're the cop. You deal with this.
yeah, well, anyway, he gets sent to the loony bin because fucking he's getting assessed for fucking going a bit too aggressive on these
Hello,
fucking.
Scotty. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hello.
Well,
Hi,
Hey,
Scotty.
Scotty.
he gets sent to the loony bin where he sees Torchy from fucking the ending.
From the
Snake
first-
Eater. Yeah. And Torchy doesn't really recognise him, or if he does, he's not letting on that he's the cop that arrested him because he probably. Well, Torchy might be like. Yeah, but Torchy, I think, fucking knows that Snake Eater's a badass dude because he nearly fucking set him alight at the end of number 1.
Oh, so you're saying that Torchy was kind of expecting him to show up in the loony bin?
No, but I'm saying when
Might
Torchy
have,
saw
though.
him
He might have.
setting up, he wasn't gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's that cunt that fucking was gonna set me on fire that time with the Johnny, with a condom and fucking petrol
Yeah.
at the end of number 1."
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to fucking remind Snake Eater. He might have thought, well, if I keep my mouth shut, he might not fucking recognise it's me. Which Snake Eater didn't really refer to it because he didn't go, "Oh yeah, I see you in here because I sent you in here." But so they just sort of like let it lie. It was like one of them where, yeah, you fucking put me in this mental
Well,
hospital, but I'm not
Right.
really bothered.
well, Snake Eater plays by his own rules. Snake Eater plays by his own rules, and he flies by the seat of his own pants.
Well,
Snake Eater ain't
Torchy
got
wasn't no fucking good in physical combat. He was only good at like setting shit aflame. So he didn't want any physical fucking confrontations with Snake Eater. So, but anyway, he starts talking to this dude called Sydney and that, and then he's
Alright,
talking to
he's
a psychiatrist, isn't he? Oh,
He's
yeah.
in the rec room. He's put in the rec room of the mental institution, and one of the mental patients at the table where they're playing cards and Torchy setting cards on fire was that how we got introduced to Torchy?
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway,
I mean, reintroduced to Torchy.
Right.
But all right,
yeah. Well,
Torchy's having a disagreement with one of the guys at the table.
yeah.
And what the guy at the
Sydney,
table gets up and walks over to Snake Eater, who's just calmly sitting on the couch, and he like cozies up to Snake Eater. He's like,
yeah. They have a little talk because the dude sort of like is one of them friendly sort of like, oh, I'll talk to the strange new dude, see what he's like. So he did seem friendly because he did become sort of quite friendly with Snake Eater because Snake Eater sort of like became sort of like buddy up with him and that. And after they've had a talk, then he has a talk to the psychiatrist, who's a female, who he probably shagged off camera in the film. Yeah, I reckon at the end, you know, there'd have been a few sessions that
he's
lasted.
fucking shit out of her the first time he talked to her.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here we go, Raquel and Carol. The bit like one of you two lights where he's talking to the psychiatrist, and then all of a sudden Trevor bursts in, takes the female psychiatrist as hostage, and threatens to cut off her tits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that Raquel was worried, especially after watching Snake Eater 1 last week. I thought Raquel was like, "Oh no, this all over."
Well, this one was rather tame.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
The first one had like 3
Yeah.
attempted
With the rape
rapes.
vibes, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a lot more tame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I thought that he was gonna threaten to grape her, but then he just
That
threatens
was
to cut her
kind of
tits
the
off.
only moment, right? That was the only. I'd say that was the only moment of that we had. Like the first one, that threat was looming over the entire beginning, like from beginning to end. Like, are they gonna grape her since she's in the grape shack?
Yeah.
Right.
And then-
Here. to
And
eat
then
my snake.
yeah, and then they find out he's been banging his sister, which really made fucking Darius fucking question whether he should be watching this stuff.
Little
Well,
cat.
yeah. In the first one, the hillbilly
Yeah,
boat pirates.
I was saying, when you've got hillbilly fucking rape pirates, they're probably going to be banging their sister, you know?
Great virus. Like,
Yeah. Usually hillbilly rape pirates don't sort of like say, "Oh yeah, well you're my
Right,
sister."
right.
Scotty says,
Yeah.
"Did I hear tit cutting?" No, it wasn't
Yeah.
a tit cutting. It was more a threat of tit cutting.
It was a
Yeah.
threat
Yeah,
because
Knife.
but when he was stuttering and she wasn't taking it real serious,
yes,
and then
nice.
Snake Eater claimed that the knife he was using would shit. It might have cut a few potatoes and carrots, but it wasn't going to cut no tit. And then Snake Eater sort of like blagged the fucking dude, Trevor, by saying, "Oh, well, I've got some here," where he like stopped and had a look, where Snake Eater just punched him in the face and took the knife off him.
Snake Eater was pretending to pull a better knife out of his back pocket, and then he uppercutted him. And
Yeah, which Trevor should have known. Well, you ain't going to have a fucking knife. They're not going to let you have a knife in your pocket. But because Trevor's in a mental
hey,
institute,
Carol.
yeah.
Hey, Carol, you're gonna do this again? Hey, Carol. No, Carol. No. Now this goes all on Carol. Hey, Carol, talk about this. No, it's all on you now, Carol.
What? Wait, what?
Talk about this movie.
No, Jens has got it.
No. Talk about your takeaways from this movie.
No. Keep going.
No, Carol.
No.
This is one of your favorite characters. The
Wait.
tit cutter.
Yeah, after that, then Snake Eater talks to a friend in his cell where the dude's a cop who's telling him fucking like you went a bit crazy sort of thing. We hope you fucking get out, but you crazy bastard. You're in here sort of thing.
How many times is this motherfucker gonna get his badge taken away? Though?
Yeah, every movie.
All
Yeah,
right. Mind you, this is part 2, and we still have a part 3 to go through next week. So
Yeah, and this is the scene in this movie where the obligatory scene where the two men let us know that they're not gay.
No, that's not that. Because that's I think later on.
Well, no, because he's like, "Hey, you still banging?
right,
What's her name?"
Right, yeah, you're right. No, yeah, me, I'm fucking I should have written that down, but
You
no,
going
you're right,
steady now? He's like, "Whatever, feelings."
Yeah, because he was visiting him in his cell, and he made sure that the audience knew it wasn't his boyfriend visiting; it was just a mate.
Right.
Yeah. Well, after that, then he talks to the other inmates. Oh, I've got some Chinese food, and he asks them how the fuck to get Chinese food.
Apparently, Torchy has a fucking he could go in and out of the mental institution.
Yeah, he's got connections.
And Snake Eater's like, "What? We could go out anytime we want," and they're like giving him the ins and outs of how they can do that.
Well, so why don't you guys leave? What? We don't want to go out there. There's crazy people out there.
Yeah. And then they say to Snake Eater, if he wants to leave, he's got to play the game, which later on,
God,
I think it's that night or whatever. Someone, one of the inmates come to his cell to tell him, "Oh yeah, get ready to play the game," and that. Where he gets took up to the roof. I think it was on the roof. I'm not exactly sure.
And everyone was there.
On the roof, he's put in a fucking wheelchair. all his friends, I guess.
All the
I guess
inmates.
you put in friends in the fucking quotation mark. Even though there was a time where these guys were like counseling him. You got these morons counseling you, and you're smoking a cigar in the background. Anyway,
Yeah. Well,
Snake Eater gets convinced to play the game.
wait there though, because before that though, that's when fucking he gets up onto the and what's his name? Billy
Ray.
Oh no,
Ray with Team Beach.
no, Jens. He gets convinced at first to go up to the roof
Oh right.
of the game. Is what I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
saying. And he doesn't know what the game is.
Yeah.
And the council of idiots are gathered around his wheelchair because he's like I have to sit in a
Oh
wheelchair.
yeah.
He's like, I have to sit in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
like,
And then
It's a race.
A race.
They don't tell him they don't tell him exactly what kind of race it is. At first, when they get him in the chair. All right.
Yeah.
And also
and he sees like this fucking dude,
with
but
the
he's a
guard.
cripple in a wheelchair, and he's like, "Oh right, well I'm gonna beat him." Therefore,
The
and
guard,
you're like, "Oh yeah, no, that's not your opponent."
the guard with the guard with the skullet the whole time is telling him, he's like, oh, okay, he's like, take your bets. Like that we seen this the guard, he looks kind of like Earthquake, like the wrestler Earthquake from back in the day. This guy, he takes their money and he's like, go on up to the roof after they put him in the wheelchair. And then all of a sudden it's a fucking blood sport arena.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
the City speech though before then, which I think Darius wants to like recite word for word.
Lord, thank you for creating titties so soft and supple that jiggle around, and those smooth, creamy thighs that wrap around us as we thrust and thrust.
With the pink nipples.
Yeah. And then suddenly, lightning cracks from the sky.
Yeah, that shut him up. When the lightning cracked, he stopped ranting about it.
Right. It was like God giving him a sign to shut up.
Yeah, which he does, and then the wheelchair battle fucking rodeo starts.
Oh, all right. Well, first he looks over at some old dude in a wheelchair, and he's like, "Is that my opponent?"
No,
Hey.
that's a cripple.
They're like, "Yeah, that's." And here's your opponent. He comes wheeling up the ramp, and he's like a fucking sloth from the Goonies,
Oh,
with
Goliath.
a really bad wig. And
Yeah,
he's,
and fake teeth hanging out.
yeah.
He was one sexy bitch. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm not judging, but
Carol's into the Goliath types.
For a southern girl, that's quite a catch.
what if they were in a wheelchair with the foot of death? They had the foot of death set up.
Yeah, because they had metal sort of like casts that they was using as like lances to fucking smash each other, which ended up with fucking Snake Eater doing a crazy fucking loop around this sort of like pole, which he was using as like a fucking a wrestling sort of
Well, we
term.
also didn't get like that. You could punch people in the face. Like at first, when because the loony friends of Snake Eater, you better put this on your chair. He's like, why? He's like, because he has one too.
Oh, yeah, it's a big metal foot,
Yeah,
like a boot.
yeah.
Murder boot.
I thought the whole thing was gonna be kicking. I didn't know you could legit roll by someone and punch them in the face.
It was no rules or the clearly was fucking making the rules as they go along because Snake Eater goes around this like 10 post pole, which he does a like fucking loop the loop sort of thing,
Yeah,
where
fighting in like
the
a blood sport type, in a kumite type pit,
Right.
where you
Except
get
they took the
knocked,
railing off the roof so they could fall to their death.
you get knocked
yeah,
out of bounds, you lose.
where his opponent tries it, but because his opponent's a bit more heavier set and that, he like breaks the pole and nearly falls off. Where one of the dudes, like Nutters, goes and tries to smash his like fingers off with the crutch that he's got, but Snake Eater stops him.
One of the guys from the loony bin decides to flip out. Okay. And Snake Eater's not having that shit.
No, and he stops him, even though the
And this
dude we know,
be friends.
yeah. Oh yeah, Goliath is called. Even though we know Goliath is killed his parents, that's why he's in the loony bin. But as we say, Goliath had mental issue problems, and his parents might have been winding him up about it. And you know, he just kicked off one night and he snapped. So let's not talk about Goliath's personal life right now.
No.
Anyway,
Let's talk about
Snake Eater wins. Snake Eater wins where he gets to fucking leave the premises by getting a fucking double link.
Wait, Jens, now I want to talk about Goliath. I do want to
Okay.
talk about Goliath.
It's your stream. I'll go for fucking 5 hours because I've done 5 hours streams before.
I know. You've probably done 15 hours. I know.
No. I usually be able to fucking describe a film in less than 15 hours.
What's everyone? I'm gonna go down the line because Jens gave his views on Goliath. Darius. Is that a redeemable character just because he saved Snake Eater?
Not in the general sense. Like, he's not redeemable beyond the movie. He owed him one. So basically, he helped Snake Eater out because Snake Eater saved his life. So he repaid a debt. So what that is a setup and a payoff. The setup is when Snake Eater saves him from falling.
He was
and then
more
the
of
payoff.
a plot device than anything. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and but he's not, like, his soul is not saved.
All right.
You know, he still killed his entire family.
He's on the way to redemption because even though he has the opportunity to escape, he doesn't escape. He just sort of like fucking
He's undefeated.
Snake Eater escape.
Yeah, apparently he's undefeated in these rooftop kick you off the roof challenge. Murder foot.
Yeah.
Carol, what you think of you like him? You like him?
I would forgive him for killing his family.
For kicking multiple people off the roof of a mental institution.
I forgive him.
I also wonder, how did they clean that up? This is a mental institution. Why do we have so many people?
Why was there no staff? How did they all get up on the roof? Nobody's doing any bench
a big room for Americans. A big room, don't they?
Raquel, I want to know what Raquel thinks of Goliath.
Big muscular dude.
Is he redeemable though? You hurt his entire family, but now he saved Snake Eater. He's like, be friends.
Yeah. Snake Eater.
We love Snake Eater.
Possibly.
We love you now, Snake Eater.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Snake Eater saves Goliath from falling to his death, where because he wins, he's allowed to. Oh, I don't even know. I think they were just doing the game just to see fucking if Snake Eater would play a game that he didn't know how to play, because they were going to let him go anyway because he gets to fucking go outside of this loony bin and they're sending someone else who looks like him.
That was it. He finds out from the rec room crew that he can go in and out, that he can fucking do anything he wants as long as he goes through certain paths.
Yeah, now he's played the fucking wheelchair game. He's got access to fucking go out, I think. But so they send someone in who looks like him to fucking cover his fucking spot at tea time or whatever.
He was one of the cops from the beginning of the movie where the girl overdosed.
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be his sort of like doppelganger who fucking pretends to be him whilst he's gone out. And then they go through an air vent, which got a bit crazy. A bit of comedy, fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
A huge comedy part of this movie.
Yeah.
What did everyone think of the comedy in this movie? Like, was it necessary? I guess it was for this movie.
It was
right?
kind of light, so it wasn't too much, and it did lighten the movie up a little over the first one. First one was pretty heavy.
Yeah, there really wasn't much comedy in the first one. Now that I'm
Right.
I don't know. I found it real funny when fucking Darius realised
I mean,
that it was his sister he was shagging. And he was like, oh!
No, it couldn't be.
Yeah, no, I couldn't be. It's surely one of the fucking...
No, they're not related. She's like, why don't you put a baby in me? Oh, they must not be siblings then.
Yeah.
Come on, Darius.
Just friends.
I told you.
Yeah, they're just friends. Darius was like, yeah, it must be one of those fucking female fucking hillbilly fucking rape pirates friends who just come down to visit them now and again.
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
her name is Sissy. That's not his sister. Her name, Sissy, is her legal name, like Sissy Spacek.
That was more me being hopeful than knowing the fucking
Yeah.
truth. Oh, Scotty just ordered the DVD of fucking Peter too.
I hope you like it, Scotty, and I'm sure you'll let us know.
Well, I hope Scotty also has the DVD of Snake Eater 1, so he's keeping on track with everything.
Yeah, Scotty. Snake Eater 1's better. I preferred it because there was tits.
There's also
You got naked
Snake Eater, though. We still got another one that we're gonna do next.
Yeah, well, we should finish talking about this one because when he escapes through the vent and that, he fucking
runs into a hooker. That the titty preacher was going on about. That was ordered for his birthday.
Yeah.
He runs into a fucking Domino's pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, which is even more crazy.
Domino's Pizza were they actually legit? That box said Domino's Pizza. It was no bootleg. It didn't say Dominic's Pizza.
Yeah. Oh, advertising money. Oh, in them days, fucking Demolition Man did it, didn't they? They was using fucking
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Or I think in the UK it was Pizza Hut, right?
Dude, this is fucking Year 2. This is not Demolition Man.
Yeah, well, with Demolition Man, I think
they didn't know that, though, did they? They thought it could be a fucking real baguette.
Dude, Snake Eater 2 can't even decide what year it came out. What we just talked about. It says
Stop bad mouthing a film that I like. All right.
Oh,
I'm not dragging anything off. I'm saying this movie is shit. Like, how could I understand? I understand Ninja Turtles and shit like that. How they can
Snake Eater 1 had tits. They was probably thinking Snake Eater 2, like me, who's gonna have tits. They was thinking, right, we'll get product advertisement in that bastard.
Domino's
and then
Pizza.
Realize
that's
no
rule. Okay.
I bet you they wish they had fucking Sandra Bullock gets her tits out in fucking Demolition Man. I reckon that would have sold a few more Taco Bells.
Yeah, I'd eat that taco. So when the hooker passes Snake Eater in the vent, he's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm a birthday present for Billy Ray. He teaches me about the Bible. It's better to cast your seed into the belly of a whore than on the ground." Oh, what's up, hot dog?
Hello.
Dog.
Hello, full customer.
Eating snake
Full
unironically.
custom hot dog.
Okay, hot dog.
Yeah,
I
he
like
still
it.
didn't
Hello.
eat. Yeah, he still hasn't actually eaten a snake.
Happy birthday, hot dog, if it's your birthday.
It's not his birthday. It's the thing they do.
I
on
like his little face. It's one of them smiles that says, "Hey guys, hello."
What's up, gangsters? Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Goomba?
He's very happy.
Well, anyway, so he sees the prostitute. Well, it was sort of, I don't know. She's like a groupie prostitute for
A
Billy
shag
Ray.
bird.
Yeah, I was disappointed she didn't get her tits out. But then the pizza and that. Well, anyway, so he gets out through the air vent, and then he saves Speedboat. I forget how he saved him.
This is when he
Oh
goes.
no, in the alley.
This is when he goes on his rampage, going in and out of the fucking. Because. Right, wait, where's the part? Is this the part where he prevents Speedboat from getting killed by the?
Yeah. So when he gets out, he
He sets
goes
up
in.
his types of traps that he sets up in the first one. Those jungle type ones that'll kill you.
Yeah. Well, he goes. So in the alley, you see this car pull up, and a new gangster gets out, right?
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And I think he
Yeah.
replaced the Morpheus-looking drug dealer from the beginning of the movie, who I guess is dead now. This guy has like a checkered suit, and he looks very flamboyant, and he's got his own hooker.
Oh, that's all a pimp. Because he gets like one of his prize prostitutes out and gives her the "you're looking good, bitch. Now earn me some money."
Yeah. Right, and then they walk up the alley,
How you doing,
and then Snake Eater's still hiding behind like a stack of boxes or something,
Yeah.
and then you see Lamar, or not Lamar, Speedboat.
Speedboat.
Yeah, he comes up the alley and he's leaning in through the window of the car like he's gonna steal it, and Snake Eater grabs him from behind and covers his mouth, and he pulls him out of sight.
Well, first of all, when Lamar is coming down the alley, sorry. When Speedboat is coming down the alley, now he's just like M. Bison.
Yeah.
Speedboat has so many wardrobe changes. It's like a fucking Diana Ross concert. This fucking guy is always wearing something different. He has a Clark Kent getup. He legit has a Clark Kent getup.
Yeah, when he's pretending to be Snake's lawyer.
Yeah.
Even though we don't really know, but we doubt it, if Speedboat did have any qualifications in the law.
I got to mute for a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Speedboat gets like took off by Snake, where then the drug dealer comes back to his car to start it up, probably going back to his place to count his cash or whatever, where what seemed to be some kind of metal pole swings down in some kind of booby trap that I think fucking I don't know if set it up or what, but
Yeah, that was a trap. I don't know who set that up.
Straight through the windscreen. It was one of them where fucking the positioning was perfect. You know,
Yeah, right through the windshield, and if Lamar was in the car, then he would have been impaled.
Yeah,
but instead, the pimp is in the car. He's already come back to the car alone, gets in, and bam, dead.
Yeah. Well, I thought they did it pretty good.
Well, then Speedboat says, "Oh my goodness, I was just gonna kill him." So, I think that was supposed to be a joke.
I was only going to kill him.
Yeah, so I guess Snake Eater kind of saved his life.
Yeah. Therefore.
And that's when they became best friends.
Yeah.
I'm not quite yet.
Well, they
That
seem
was
to
the
be
beginning.
at the end of it. They seem to be bestest of friends.
Oh yeah, by the end.
Oh yeah. Well,
Everything worked out and everything.
yeah.
And he shall pimp no more.
Everyone keeps asking this though. No, Snake. No, this has nothing to do with Metal Gear.
Well,
No.
I wanted to
No.
ask that. Is this in this? Is this? I can't remember what you told me. Is this like inspired by or spoofed by off the Metal Gear franchise?
No, it's
Well-
older than Metal Gear. Metal Gear took inspiration
Oh, well,
from.
Metal Gear was an older game than this, right? On PC, right?
Well, yeah, I think in like '88 it came out on the MSX in Japan. It was not well known, but it wasn't called Snake Eater. It was just called Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And then in like '95 or '6,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid came out on the
Oh,
PlayStation.
all right. Well, no,
But
Metal,
it wasn't.
all right, but
Well,
Metal
yeah,
Gear.
but,
There was
yeah, but
there
the
was
thing
two
with Metal,
Gear NES games.
yeah, but the thing
Yeah.
with Metal Gear Snake Eater was it was about Metal Gear because I played it. That was like 10 years or 20 years. Or no, it was like 10 years
was the
after
60s.
Metal Gear 1. But he'd been infected with some age thingy, and so he'd look 80 odd or something.
Oh, that's Metal Gear Solid 4. So Metal Gear Solid 3 was actually a prequel to all the other games that was on PlayStation 2. Number 3 went back to the 60s, and it was called Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So I think he borrowed
Oh, right.
that subtitle from this movie because those games are loaded with references and allusions and inspiration from 80s action movies and early 90s action movies. So there's obviously Escape from New York is a major part of it. Like his name is Snake. Comes from Snake Plissken.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of The Rock in those movies, the movie The Rock, and you know all kinds of other like 80s action movies and cult films. And so I think Snake Eater he just borrowed it for
Well,
3 because you're surviving in the jungle in number 3, and of course he
Alright.
sets up traps.
What we saw in the first movie was that he's called Snake Eater because of the crew he was in Vietnam. They
Right.
were the Snake Eaters. He's wearing the T-shirt again in this movie. There is a point, even before he gets put in the mental institution. When he's reading the crackdown, he's wearing the Snake Eater T-shirt.
Yeah.
So the Snake, all right, in the beginning of the very first Snake Eater, they got the douchebag cops. Remember? Everyone here remembers that. The douchebag cops are explaining why he's a Snake Eater. Is
Yeah,
part
because
of
one of them was like a fucking American footballer player that you were saying. Oh,
yeah, the one who pissed in the homeless guy's cup. Yeah, that.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's dirty.
George
What's up, George Lucas?
But anyway, let's go back to this film then. So when fucking Snake saves Speedboat from going into that fucking pimp's car that it got booby trapped, they get into fucking Speedboat's car. That's like a fucking Trans Am, I think.
It's his car in parentheses.
Yeah. For that night, yeah.
In his car. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Nice fucking
Drop-
car.
Snake off where fucking Snake Eater tells Speedboat, like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm going to do it by myself now. Then it cuts to where the mafia boss gets his prostitute who's
Lucinda.
Speedboat. Yeah.
Yep. It's
And,
Lucinda from the beginning.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, yeah, Mr. Franco, your 4 o'clock is here. And she walks in all done up, looking nice.
Oh, this
And
is where we get the bed.
yeah, and he immediately hits a button and the bed folds out from the wall.
The remote control bed.
No
Yeah.
conversation. She just walks in and
And no tits.
no tits.
Your eyes, the look of love. Now that wasn't playing, but it should have been. I was doing you
Yeah.
a backing track then, but
All right, Cal, for the Should have then there been more sex scenes in this movie, Carol?
There should have been something.
Especially if there's a hooker involved, right?
I know
Yeah,
this point.
you're in a mental institution. You gotta be trafficking hookers.
Right. Oh, good night, Scotty.
Yeah,
Especially with a guy like Billy Ray who worships titties.
Have a good one, Scotty.
Bye, Fatty.
Thank you for coming through.
Good night.
I'm just saying, like, when you have a hooker or a stripper in a movie.
Multiple.
All right, I'm gonna go to an example. Sin City, Jessica Alba plays a stripper, but we don't get to see her. tits. We don't.
ride me all night.
She looks good.
Ride me all night.
She looks good and all, but like, her bra wasn't off. Why do you
I
think?
don't know. Well, we've nearly got to the part where fucking the mafia boss gives what's her name?
Is this the part where he's dropping N bombs left and right?
No, he gives her a
Not
pimp
yet.
slap just to show how much he loves her.
Oh, yeah, you're Franco's girl now.
Yeah,
That's the remind, yes.
Oh, that's
yeah.
the second time though.
That's one with love.
That's the second time is that was the second time. The first time he just took the bed down and
Hmm.
expected the deed to be done, and then the second time he stopped around before we saw it happen.
All right. But anyway, so then,
Just to let you know how evil he is.
Yeah.
then he goes back. All right, yeah, you're right. It wasn't that time she got slaps. By the way, so then it goes back to where Speedboat enters fucking Snake Eater's cell as his lawyer.
Dressed as Clark.
Yeah,
As many times he walks in dressed as Clark Kent.
Oh yeah, it was sharp. He had like a gray suit. With,
He's a master of disguise.
Yeah, he had like a tie with gray and burgundy diagonal stripes, and he had like a burgundy pocket square, and then he had a gray fedora with like a burgundy band on it. It looked real sharp.
Did he? Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but did he also have like a fucking card on his?
Yeah. I think that was his visitor card.
yeah. I don't know what happened in that scene because I wasn't paying much attention. I was waiting for the tits. But anyway,
it was just more of their undercover stuff. This is how Speedboat. This was how Speedboat was able to contact him, like in and out of the mental hospital.
Right? Yeah. Well,
He's in the mental hospital, and he's allowed to go out and fucking kill criminals.
Yeah, well, because then it cuts to the scene where they're in this plumber's van.
Oh shit! Yeah,
and
just like the Orange Mario Brothers.
Yeah, and it's a bit weird because when they turn up to the restaurant, they pretend to be fire wardens, and they're replacing the fire extinguishers.
Right.
Which they do, and that, and then as they're leaving, they leave a little petrol fucking trail that they set on fire, which Snake does with the fucking lighting of the cigar just to show how masculine he is.
He smokes a lot of cigars in this movie.
80s, 90s action heroes, they couldn't smoke cigarettes. It was like, no, you have to smoke cigars. Yeah. Where he lights up this fucking coke, because even though it's looking like it's a restaurant, and they pretend to be sort of like fire sort of safety officers and that, but
let's just cut these. They switch out fire extinguishers.
Yeah, and they set fire to this coke lab where when
they don't just set. They set fire to it, then they blow that motherfucker up. Boom.
No, well, they set fire to the coke lab, and it's only a little fire, but
That's
the
the car outside. Well, not yet. At
the
first,
lab don't they? They get the fire extinguishers, but it's filled with fucking petrol. Oh, and that petrol gasoline. And so
anyway,
just where
speedboat
yeah,
are outside and snake eaters legit
yeah. Well,
a cigar, and then boom, we see the window.
well, anyway, the fuck up the coke lab where it cuts to the scene where the mafia boss he wants to know who fucking did it and that because he's heard that there's fucking one of his coke labs being blown up and set fire. So, and then he goes to Snake Eater where he talks to his psychiatrist doing one of them Rorschach fucking tests and that.
Psychiatrist said he didn't bang.
No.
I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna bang her.
And then Speedboat talks to his prostitute acting sister.
Oh, you
who gives him
spoiled
some
it. Spoiled it, bro.
info and that. Yeah. Then Speedboat talks to fucking Snake, tells him about a meeting that's going on where you see Billy Ray playing with some plasticine, doing some tits and that.
Oh, Billy Ray with
yeah.
The claymation titties.
Yeah, he's making a clay model of a woman with these giant clay titties on it.
He's doing this.
Like he rolled them separately and just stuck them on.
I think he's doing this a couple times throughout the movie too.
Yeah, and he comes up with a poem right on the spot about how much he loves titties and how horny he is.
Oh, he's good at that.
Yeah.
He had a whole sermon about tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Well,
sexaholic televangelist.
Yeah, because I think his character in the film was supposed to be this fucking like famous sort of like could be Christian preacher
Baker?
sort of dude. Yeah, or like got put in a mental institution, but people still know him in that. As in, like, you know, he was like real famous. And
Yeah, he's supposed to be like Baker. Was it Baker that was we were talking about him last week, Slasher, the televangelist that got caught cheating on his wife?
Tim Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. And then Snake gives a list of stuff to one of the inmates. I forget who it was, but he was the one who fucking thought he was like a bit of a tough guy, could get things done and that, which he did sort of like for Snake because he.
Oh, the one with the greased back ponytail. That guy, right?
Yeah. Well, Snake gives him a list of stuff to get, which Darius was saying it was one of them. What do you call it? List
Anarchist
things.
cookbook.
Yeah, from the Anarchist cookbook. Yeah. Which.
Yeah, and then he's building these crazy ass bombs.
Yeah. You see Snake making these anarchist cookbook bombs, sort of like where then he goes to the restaurant with Speedboat and they pretend to be health inspectors.
Oh God, the health inspector scene.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God, those fucking outfits they were wearing. I really wonder if health inspectors ever came through people's businesses dressed like that.
No, they don't dress like that.
They did look more. They did look more like French policemen than health inspectors, but
yeah, or like if they didn't have the trench coat, they'd look like the robotic cab drivers from Total Recall, the Johnny Cabs.
Oh, Johnny Cab, yeah.
Yeah, they look like a Johnny Cab. But anyway, blag it to the manager because even though the manager isn't really fucking
Oh my,
thinking
sorry,
they're
yeah.
up to it. Yeah,
No.
he just
Snakey,
lets them in.
favorite Legacy of Kane game. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they also made a third one as well.
Of what?
Because
This movie? Because
Of this movie, yes.
Darius was saying that.
You didn't see what he said though.
Snake Eater is my favorite Metal Gear Legacy of Kane game. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a little confusing.
But anyway, like the dude's old restaurant is, he lets him in because Darius, you were saying, one year where health inspectors can turn up anytime, and so the restaurant,
without warning.
Yeah, just fucking get it over and done with, so they can go home and that. Well, as they're like checking the restaurant, Snake Eater plants his homemade anarchist cookbook bomb inside the toilets, flushing.
Oh, wait. We also
the
got
tank.
that. We got
tank, yeah,
got the intel of what the head Goomba of the restaurant
Oh yeah,
is allergic to, so they put it in his sauce, so he
Yeah.
has to go immediately rush to take a shit after he eats it.
That was straight up laxative.
laxative. Yeah, you banged in loads of laxative into the sauce that was going to do the bolognese, spaghetti bolognese stuff that he was eating. Yeah, and they plant this bomb inside the toilet tank where it's the floating void thing. Where I think what he's done in that situation, because he's always careful to keep it on a side, where I think the bomb is where if it's on its side.
All we saw was him make one, and then at the end we see he has like three more. We just saw him make one at that point.
Yeah. Well,
he has three more.
how the work is, if they're on the side, they're all right, but if they get tilted and that, there'll be like two different compartments, and once one compartment starts mixing with the other compartment, that's when it explodes. So
I mean that we're believed to like they want us to believe that he made multiple at that one point where he was making it the first time.
Yeah. Well, he puts it inside the flotation tank sort of thing. So when the dude goes to flush, it explodes. Where your boss eats the fucking spaghetti bolognese or whatever, gets the shit. Goes into the toilet. Oh yeah, but there's that scene beforehand, didn't they? Where he's talking to
boom, the mafia guy's dead for taking a shit.
Yeah, but just before then, though, there was that scene where he's talking to some black dude. Where I think the black dude is like, because he called it. Yeah, well,
and that's right before he blows up, so you don't feel so bad that they gave him diarrhea and blew him up.
Yeah. So then the mafia boss wants to know. Well, it cuts to the scene where these mafia bosses are getting took out. So the head mafia boss, they're like, wants to know who these health inspectors fucking are and that sort of thing. Where then it cuts to where the cops are investigating the fucking scene of explosion, and they're thinking, oh yeah, it's some kind of fucking person who's on some kind of rampage and that.
Yeah, they have no idea that Snake Eater and Speedboat were behind it. They think it was something else.
Yeah,
I guess because they figure, oh, Snake Eater's in a mental institution, but we don't know that this mental institution lets people in and out willy nilly.
Well,
run ever, bro.
Yeah, Well, this was the thing about Snake Eater 2. He sort of like went into a mental institution and then practically
That thing
started
was more of
going
a
out.
fucking hotel for him than a mental institution because
No,
motherfucker
well, that was the thing.
wants.
He started going out, didn't he, and like killing people, or well, like killing bad guys, and fucking going back in the mental institution and claiming like he'd been there all the time, so he had his alibi. So, as you say,
Darius, what did you think of him being able to go willy nilly out of the mental institution?
I mean, it kind of needed to happen for the movie to work, unless they had him just break out. But if he had to break out and stay out, it would have been a whole different movie.
Carol,
Yeah.
what do you think of him being able to go willy nilly out of the mental institution?
It was. Where was the staff? Why was it so easy to get in and out?
The staff was setting up the game.
Yeah,
That's
but
apparently the only thing we saw that the staff did was set up the game. Like that
yeah,
guy.
exactly. I think short and all, because you didn't see really that many fucking. Because for some reason,
that one guy
wasn't all that. Yeah,
Jens, hold on. That one guy with the skullet seemed to be the only fucking staff member. There was no other staff members.
yeah. It was under a run because I think it was one of them where it was like, right, well, we can't really afford to run this fucking, but we're gonna fucking have to have somewhere. It'd been that time of the 80s, wasn't it? Where
That guy was the only guard in the whole fucking place. We never saw another guard.
no, well, you were saying it was time of the 80s where fucking there was a lot of fucking institutions that was letting the like fucking inmates run wild because they couldn't afford to fucking.
All right, I don't want to know of a mental institution that had wheelchair death fights on the roof.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I reckon there's fucking crazy shit going down fucking in West. But anyway, get back to the film. Let's get back to the film.
Jens. Before you go on word for word about this, I want to know from Raquel. Raquel, what'd you think about the mental patients going willy nilly in and out of this place like it's a fucking hotel?
That was strange. Usually those places are really locked down tight.
You would think so.
Yeah.
With people like Torchy in there.
Right.
And the guy with the knife.
Yeah.
And don't forget the old guy watching
I'm just
the
gonna
blank,
collect my tit cutter.
and the old guy in the lobby room just looking at a blank TV screen.
Oh yeah, the one who was going. They were like trying to beef over the TV. Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, the cops are investigating, and it goes back to the loony bin where the inmates are talking, and I forget what they was talking about, but I think it was where.
Yeah, bullshit nonsense. They were doing bullshit nonsense, but yet they were helping him at the same time. They were his legal counsel at one point.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
there's a point in the movie where they're trying to tell him what to say when the DA visits him.
Yeah. Well, it goes to where
fucking morons.
Yeah, well, but the new because like even though there was like nutty. They were supposed to be quite smart, as in the thing he did anyway. The what's his name? Sydney. But anyway.
He tells him all the shit that he did. He like, what did he say? When he met him in the beginning, he ripped off the company, spent their money, and then
he took his students to Las Vegas because he was a gambling addict, and he got fired for taking the kids to the casino. And
he did.
But yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. But then he said he destroyed all of their research. At
$4
the,
million.
yeah, $4 million of software
he deleted fucking some software and whatever.
and research. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a douchebag.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Snake Eater starts talking to his psychiatrist, who tells him that
His hot psychiatrist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she tells him that he needs to fucking be able to convince the sort of court and that he believed he was in the right when he killed them 4 dudes at the like
All right, well,
junkie.
yeah, she like took him to the side and like coached him.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
After he got,
shagged number 3, hopefully.
he was sitting in the rec room. He was sitting in the rec room and listening to the gang of idiots' ideas, and he wasn't agreeing with any of their ideas. And then she comes into the rec room and pulls him in. We see we get a weird cut while she's explaining for him what to say to the DA, and then it cuts back, and then all of a sudden he's in the room explaining to the DA, and he's going on about this.
Hear the voice of God.
Yeah.
He's a soldier for the Lord.
Yeah, he's going into some really righteous type shit. And it's like,
Yeah,
It's
he
like-
makes out like he was hearing God tell him to kill bad guys and create this town.
yeah.
Right. She's like, "Do you feel bad about what you did?" And he's like, "No." "Are you sorry?" He's like, "No, I did the Lord's work."
I was just doing my job. He actually legit.
Oh, following orders. That's it, because he's a soldier, right? Which is his name. And he's like, "I was just following orders." So they tied it back into the soldier theme.
Yeah. And
Good
so,
Following orders.
His name is Soldier.
yep. And
The
so
fucking
he tells
psychiatrist
him that.
calling him Soldier. The hot psychiatrist is legit calling him Soldier. Like,
Yeah.
if you're looking to fix someone who
Well,
has,
spoilers though. It
no,
worked.
I'm just saying, all right, if you're a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well, I don't think this film was exactly what you'd call fucking.
Oh no, it's hot.
realistic. But anyway, so
This movie was released 3 different years, so you know it's special.
yeah, well, Speedboat comes and tells Snake about the mafia bosses again, where then Speedboat gets fucking kidnapped by the mafia bosses where he's just walking down the street and he getting.
It's after he's talking to his sister that we find out is the hooker.
Yeah.
That's when he drops the bomb on Snake Eater. Speedboat drops the bomb on Snake Eater that girl is a hooker and his sister.
Yeah. And you've got information in that. Where then Snake Eater gets visited by fucking Lucinda or Lucinda, who tells him about Speedboat being fucking captured. And then Snake, he gets out, but he's stopped by the psychiatrist bed and the guards who lock him up in a sort of fucking padded cell. But this is where fucking Goliath, who he saved, comes in.
Wheelchair guy, Goliath.
Yeah.
Sloth.
Yeah. He helps him break out and that. And then fucking there's a mafia boss meeting, won't they, where fucking they're talking about.
Now we get the mansion raid. We get the mansion raid now.
Yeah, they're all in one room. And
The action movie has to end with a mansion raid.
Yeah, it was a bit like fucking Red Heat. Oh, Raw Deal. Sorry. It was that sort of ending where there was all the mafia dudes in a room, sort of fucking discussing sort of what they was doing and that. Now there was a few fucking mafia bosses not there and that. I think there was like splitting up the territory or whatever and that.
Gary,
And then fucking,
Yeah.
what do you think of the mansion raid?
The mansion raid was the best part of the movie, and I thought it was a good climax. Much better than the climax of the first movie, which, as I said last week, I found kind of underwhelming. This peak is what the first movie needed. Right? So they build up to it throughout the movie, and then they set it up, and then and then bang, bang, bang.
Well,
And it wasn't super predictable, right? Like we were predicting certain things were going to happen, and sometimes they did, and
well,
sometimes it was a little different.
even though I saw this movie, I didn't predict the cocaine chamber.
Yeah, no, it was a satisfying climax.
Building up to the cocaine chamber. Sorry.
And they didn't have to rescue a damsel.
Yeah, anyway. Well, sort of didn't they? Because Speedboat, he was getting
Speedboat was a
beaten
damsel,
up in
yeah.
that.
Yes,
Yeah, and then
Speedboat is
Snake,
getting his ass kicked by some guy named what the fuck was it again?
Frico.
Frico.
yeah. Well, Snake sneaks in.
Big fat guy in like a not quite Hawaiian shirt.
He kind of looked like Hopper from season 3 of Stranger Things.
I've never seen Stranger Things.
He was just a big, heavy looking, like kind of fat but kind of muscular, white dude with a beard, wearing a Hawaiian shirt. So he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Right. Speedboat is captured and he's getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. Well,
Snake Eater raids the mansion. Snake Eater raids the mansion. Snake Eater decides when he raids the mansion, he's gonna set the sprinkler system on the outside cameras.
Yeah,
that was clever.
That was a good fucking move. I like that. That was cool. So Snake Eater ends up raiding the mansion.
Yeah, because he blows up 2 dudes and that using homemade bombs. He just fucking goes. Because like Snake Eater in this, he was using a lot of bombs. He was using the bomb technique to his advantage because he killed about fucking like 8 people.
He killed more with bombs in this than he did with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he killed the most people with cocaine poison.
Oh yeah.
It's a spoiler. But anyway, so after Snake Eater kills them 2 dudes with bombs, the fucking mafia dudes, they go in lockdown mode where the fucking lock down the windows and shut the doors with like what would have been like 6-inch steel because it's a safety room.
Also, Snake Eater cut the phone lines.
Yeah, he did, and he's able to get through the locked doors using like a little Elmer's glue bottle full of something that melts metal.
He got his MacGyver shit going on.
Yeah. He just squeezes it into the keyhole of a lock, and then you see smoke come out, and then he can open the door.
Well, yeah, he thinks he saved Speedboat first because there's that fight in there, which was fucking great, where he's going to free Speedboat because Speedboat's tied up onto a chair, but then the dude who's beating up Speedboat sticks a gun in the back of him.
When he kills Frico by they're fighting for like 2 or 3 minutes.
And he does his roundhouse
on the floor.
Well, and Speedboat helps him because when he's pointing the gun, he shoots Snake Eater twice, once in the leg and once in the arm, and he says, "I'm going to enjoy this." And as he steps toward him, Speedboat kicks him right in the nuts.
Well, first he kicks him in the face,
and then whilst the dude's kicked in the nuts, he's sort of like leaned forward over in pain, agony. That he boots him in the face, and then fucking Snake Eater has a fight where he does a nice fucking roundhouse kick.
Roundhouse. Yeah, and there's a fish tank in the room, and we thought for sure someone's head was going to go through that fish tank.
Yeah. But Snake Eater just chucks it on the floor where it causes a big water puddle and smashes a light onto it that electrocutes the dude.
He grabs the like the stand-up plate and decides to smash it on the floor. And bye, Frico.
Mm.
Yep.
And then-
And the girls were like, "Those poor fish."
Oh,
Okay.
the fitness.
Yeah. Well, because I eat fish and chips, I wasn't really too bothered. I've seen a few fried fish in my life. But anyway. So
And now they gotta
Oh,
fight their way out. And now Snake Eater and Speedboat gotta fight their way out of the mansion.
well, no, because then you see the cops, don't you? Because they're like sort of looking to see what's happening, sort of thing.
We got cops on the outside looking.
And then I think it was that scene where the dude, he was phoning and making out like he was talking to his security, even though the phone lines was cut. But he knew if he didn't make out like everything was fine, and he was talking to his security, and that the rest of the mafia bosses would have like
He hits
started
Yeah.
getting a bit
he hits
panicky.
the button
Yeah.
to Matt Lauer's office. It those
Yeah.
shutdown screens. They're in a fucking vault.
Right.
It's, everything's okay. I'm telling you. Oh,
Right, right. Because when they heard the gunshots and the explosions, they're like, "Hey, what is this?" They thought that it was a trap and that he was gonna have them all killed. And he's like, "Whoa, hey, no, everything's fine. My guys got it." And then he pulled the lever, and all of the door and all of the windows came down with like that thick, plate of metal locking them in. He's like, "We're safe. We'll be safe in here." And I pointed out, until the oxygen runs out,
hey, yeah,
which was a joke.
yeah. You know Nelson the Gentleman?
Yeah.
Oi, Jens! Have you had a butcher's, the vets in Great Britain? What you say? Are most of them some right jammy, balmy alphas with the cobblers to take out the trash? Or are most of them some chav fucking soy bitches?
Jeez,
I don't know. I ain't got any pen to go
Word.
So anyway, the lockdown goes in and that shit, and then Snake and Speedboat, they try and get into this room where they badly burn a dude because they set off a bomb, don't they? But they don't kill him, but he badly burns him.
Got 3 more of those bombs that he uses. 2 or 3 more of those bombs that he uses on the raid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because they go to the door. I think he knocks on the door, or he puts the acid in the lock.
Yo, also he puts the Uzi on the fucking where
Oh
the
yeah,
door-
on the metal door,
Oh yeah,
so it'll
To,
stay
like,
shut.
yeah, to lock them in.
Yeah, and so when they hit the door, whoever's in that closet shoots like 5 bullets through the door, and then he hands the homemade grenade to Speedboat. He's like, "All right, you're up, kid." And even though the guy inside is armed, they open the door a little bit. Speedboat runs past and he chucks it in, and it blows up. And the guy comes out on fire. He's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And so instead of shooting him,
Speedboat actually pushes him down the stairs.
yeah, he shoves the guy down the stairs. So the guy like falls down the stairs,
Goes
rolling
running-
over.
He goes running out of the mansion like on fire, and the cops outside with the binoculars notice it.
Yeah, which is why
Yeah.
he had to die that way. So they'd see it, and they're like, "Oh, we got to get in there." So they hop in their car and crash right through the gate.
Mm. And then Speedboat and Snake Eater, they realise that there's a vent that goes into the room where fucking the mafia bosses are.
The panic room.
Yeah. So they start pouring fucking.
Yeah,
what
they're
we-
dumping cocaine into the vents. They're like, first of all, they're like, let's take our shirts off and mask ourselves, and then they
Yeah.
start dumping cocaine into the vents.
And it's the poison cocaine that
Yeah,
was
the
killing
rat-
people.
The rat poison cocaine.
Yeah, and put Nikki in the coma, which is why Speedboat's involved in the first place. That's why they're both involved.
And this is kind of like, I would say this is one of the most creative deaths in a movie.
And it was poetic justice.
Mm.
It was, right, for the drug dealers. That's how you
Mhm.
bust drugs. He was busting drugs in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a drug buster. So you see the vent inside the panic room starts spewing out white powder into the room.
Gas.
They're like, yeah, they're like, what is this? I'm like, ugh. And then so he pulls the lever. Franco pulls the lever to try to open the door, but the machine gun was still set in the beams of the door on the outside, and so it was jammed shut. So now they're trapped in. What was keeping all the danger out is now keeping them in. Yeah. And then they keep taking another bag and another and dumping it into the vent.
Oh yeah, they get to a stage where the fucking
they're
putting
covered. They're covered.
Yeah. And then the cops burst in on the scene, sort of thing, to arrest Snake and Speedboat, and Speedboat and Snake tell him not to go into the room, but he goes.
You don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
Bet your ass I want to go in there.
And then sees all the dead mafia dudes because
Get a coked out mobster falling face first through the fucking safe door.
Yeah, all white.
Yeah, well, they're all overdosed on the poisonous coke, so they're all dead in that.
Is there any other kind of coke?
Well, because I didn't realize it was poisonous coke. I thought it was just normal coke. Because I was going to say, oh yeah, if it had blown that, if you overdose on coke, it'd blow your heart out and that. So I was thinking they should have been ramming at that door, like all of them, like if there was fucking...
In the beginning with the fucking multi-purpose gym, whether you want a gospel sing, karate kick, or dance. Speedboat says to Snake Eater, he's like, they're cutting it with coke. I mean, with rat poison. They're cutting the coke with rat poison.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear that because I was going to the shops, and so...
Yeah, I know you were, you motherfucker, you.
So I just went, well, anyway, so... Then the cops arrest fucking Speedboat and Snake in that, and see the mafia bosses, and then back in the loony bin.
We didn't see them getting arrested. We don't know if they got arrested or not.
No, dead, because the cop comes in and he's like, right, you two, you're definitely arrested. And so there was like, okay.
Walk out though. But Snake Eater and Speedboat walk out covered in coke and sweat.
No, but they get arrested by the cop. That's why they go back to the loony bin. And
and we see that Speedboat is now in the loony bin.
Yeah, because he got arrested for fucking killing up the mafia bosses.
Speedboat was involved in the crack raid, and in the first crack.
Yeah, that's why.
And he's there with a shotgun, leather trench coat.
Well, he's in the loony bin at the end and that, and then the cop and his sister fucking visit fucking Speedboat and tell him fucking what a new fucking identity is, where fucking...
All right, Darius, get into this one.
So the cop is there with Lucinda, his older sister. Well, first, so we know that Speedboat is he's in the insane asylum, right? But he's in the hospital and he's flirting with the nurse. And he's like, "Ooh, baby, I gotta get out of here so I can take you out to dinner." And she's like, "Huh." And then you see Lucinda in the doorway, and she's like, "Hey, baby." And he's like, "No, that's my sister, my sister." And the nurse just sort of rolls her eyes and walks away. So Lucinda and the cop come over, and she tells him that, "Oh, by the way, I have a new name." And she tells him her whole new legal name, and that I live in Glendale, Arizona now. So she's telling him that she's now in witness protection. She's telling him her new name that nobody's supposed to know, and the city she's moving to, which nobody's supposed to know, which immediately puts him at risk of being, kidnapped and killed, and it puts her at risk because the first person that the mob is going to go after is your family if they're looking for you. So,
Hanging out with your family.
yeah, hanging out. And so she just, she defeated the entire purpose of witness protection by telling him all that information.
This is not how witness protection works, by the
It's
way.
not at all how it works.
No.
How do you
No,
know?
and he wouldn't be happy because he would never see her again. But in the movie, he's happy. He's like, "Oh, that's great, sis. Happy for you." And
I'm gonna give you my fucking address.
I thought the hospital cap was a little cute touch to it.
oh yeah,
Oh, he had like the backwards beret on his.
yeah.
it looked like a Kangol hospital cat. Yeah, it was kind of cute. And but she tells him that Nikki woke up from her coma and she's gonna be fine.
Speedboat was very stylish throughout this movie.
Oh yeah, no, he was great.
I really enjoyed his M. Bison setup.
He's a real breakout character in this movie.
I have to say, like, I'm drawing a blank. Speedboat kind of outshined the main character a little bit.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did.
You're not lying. He did.
Speedball didn't do no roundhouse kick.
Jesus.
Well,
That's true.
true.
Yeah. All right.
You only like Speedball because fucking he had nice clothes. I know what you're like, Raquel. Any fucking design, fucking, you're like, yeah, I like this film.
I miss the wild mohawk or mullet or from the main character. It was too.
Snake Eater did one goddamn roundhouse kick in this movie. You shouldn't jerk off to that shit because someone.
More than what happened in fucking pandemic.
Well, Jens brings up a good point because Nelson the gentleman says, "Oh, Jens, where does a bloke have to go in the UK for some masculine action?"
Right here with Snake Eater till you see a roundhouse kick. Roadhouse.
One goddamn roundhouse. Yeah, Patrick.
What more than what happened in pandemic?
All right.
That was like, what would you rather see? One roundhouse kick or fucking 40 minutes of like.
Why are you here? Because I'm doing movies that are considered crappy, okay?
I don't know. This is fucking real good. He had a roundhouse fucking kick in.
Roundhouse.
Yeah, in fact, like, I was gonna like take some points off for it not having any tits in, but I'm gonna have to like give them points back for it having a roundhouse kick.
One roundhouse kick? One roundhouse kick? One.
Fucking good. It was good.
One.
Whoa.
One.
Well, more than what happened in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right, I haven't watched it, and I will not, so don't worry.
I will not.
No, I won't. No, fuck Disney. Fuck everything Disney.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the film, because this is the last bit that happens. Well, second last bit. Yeah, Snake talks to his psychiatrist, the female, tells him,
Right. Okay. Sorry, yeah.
The court bought your fucking bullshit story of you being a fucking soldier of God, and so you're like allowed to be in this fucking nut home that you can like go out with, which he probably shagged her at that stage, but it was off camera. And then
no, he definitely did. There was no doubt that the way all those idiots were dancing outside, there's no way he didn't.
Yeah, I think he did it. That's why he was dancing, because then he starts dancing with the loons. And then it ends.
Well, I'll just call them his gang of idiots, because those guys are fucking
yeah. Oh, it was good. I thought.
Yeah, and I remembered where I had seen the psychiatrist chick before. She was in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and she played I don't know, Ensign what's her face, who goes out with Data's first girlfriend, right? And she's like,
I thought you were gonna say you saw her in some 90s porno.
No. Although that should have been in the mid credits of this movie, but yeah,
It'd
no,
have been Henson's spunk face. That one.
Jenna, that was her name in Star Trek. She was Jenna, and she's like this naive girl. She's like, she breaks up with her boyfriend because he's unemotional, and so she goes out with Data instead, who's an android, right? Which is funny, but,
God.
and the female detective,
yeah.
the other blonde, I found out she
I bet she
married
complained
Lorenzo
about
Lamas,
Data.
and she was on Renegade.
Oh, right.
Is her name Shauna Sand?
No, Kathleen or Kathleen Kinmont was the detective.
I know
Snakey,
he married a Playboy playmate named Shauna Sand.
Oh, that was probably like a different wife. I think he's been married like 3 times.
Oh, what a fucking shocker. Dude's probably been plowing his way through Hollywood girls left and right since the fucking 80s.
Hey, it's Lorenzo Lamas.
Back
Oh.
in his Snake Eater days, he'd got
Oh,
some pussy.
Oh, even before Snake Eater. What? All right, this motherfucker was on one of those, like... Okay. Now I gotta look this up. He was on one of those those nighttime soap operas, like Dallas or one of those types of
So
shit.
I actually
I think it was
lowballed it.
Falcon Crest.
He's been married 5 times.
Fucking
you
hell. Mm.
And
Yeah.
the 5th was Shauna Craig.
Night. Is that some fine ass totty?
I think that's the one Flash was thinking of. Shauna Craig. Let me see.
No, Shauna Sand. Or maybe she changed her name. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she looks good.
Yeah.
There is no way that guys like him, or like Scott Baio, these dudes are fucking constant. They had to have been constantly at the Playboy Mansion. I'm gonna see what playmate I can try to bang tonight. You know?
You want to come and see my Snake Eater 3? That's how my child line would be.
Oh yeah. Shauna Sand also married Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah, he's fucking doing good.
Let's see. Yeah. So in fact, his last 2 wives were both named Shauna.
Oh, he might have a thing about Shauna.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. 2 out of 5.
It's like how Tony Danza can't do it.
I can hear the resentment in Darius's voice there.
What?
Well,
For the name Shauna?
no, just like you had 5. So why would you? 12.
No, I mean you just think that he would either
you
learn
would
his
do
lesson
like 5
and not
wives.
do it anymore, or
I'm
What is
sure
a Snake Eater 5?
wants 5 ex-wives in their life.
right, yeah, 6 times the charm.
Sure.
All right.
I
So
reckon he got the best 3.
That was
Snake
Snake Eater
Eater.
2. That was Snake Eater 2.
Yeah.
We got part 3 coming up next week.
I was going to go on scores because I give it.
Wait, Jens, before you fucking start talking your shit, you took really long to come on. Fucking.
Yeah, because I go through. But it was a really good fucking film. It wasn't like fucking Pandemic where it was like.
Yeah,
shit.
all right. This is better than Birdemic. I know
Yeah, this is class. This is fucking. This is like raw deal fucking class. In fact, it reminded me a bit of raw deal.
So long after contacting me, bro. You took a while before you could start this movie.
Did Raw Deal have titties?
It's your fault, Jens, why I started so late. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
Dillard.
I love you, Jens.
Well, I give it a 7. Like I give them Snake Eater Part 1.
Same rating.
Yeah, 7.
Harris.
Me?
Sure.
I think. What did I give the last one? Like 5 or a 6? Yeah, I would give this one a 7. Yeah, easily. This is much better than the first one. I mean, yeah, the villains of the first one were way creepier and more menacing, and the first one had the boater cycle and had titties, but this one was just it was a better movie. It seemed like Jens made a comment that they rushed the draft, but this one felt more complete than the first movie. Like they actually.
There was a draft for this fucking movie.
Oh well, no, I actually think that they probably did redraft. This one had 3 writers. All right, the first one only had 2 writers, and but yeah, no, I think because it might not be like an award-winning script, but it did have things that set up and pay off, and it didn't contradict itself.
I could write this movie on a fucking bar napkin when I was trashed out of my mind back in 2004. Hanging out at the bar.
Think of how many characters this movie keeps track of. Even what's her name, Lucinda. She comes back like 3 times, and it doesn't like blow its load right away. Like it actually maintains a little mystery and reveals things later, like the fact that she's Speedboat's sister, and it develops characters. Yeah, no, I think this is actually a much better script and a better movie. It has a way more satisfying climax. And thematically, the villains are poisoning people with cocaine, and they get killed by poison cocaine. That's poetic.
All right, that was. So I'm just going around the line before I say what I say. So, just Torchy.
Yes.
Hey, Torchy.
Hey, what's up? I missed half of it because my internet crapped out, so I'm gonna have to go with 5.5, maybe 6.
But I refreshed you.
Yeah, you did. But I mean, there were still little bits I missed. But I'll give it a 6. Yeah, I'll go with a 6. I mean, my favorite part was when Jens went to the store.
Oh, the beeping?
Yeah. And when check out
my hearing.
Yeah, I mean, did they ever find his sister? I don't know if I caught that.
Yeah, she survived, both of them.
Yeah, they both survived.
No, from the first one.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that was last week's movie. Damn it!
I know, but I thought they would.
He rescued her.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
At the end, they sort of had that sort of group hug.
I didn't see no group hug.
Dude, he rescued her, and the helicopter came over. I
don't remember the helicopter. Where was I?
I don't know where you were.
I don't know either. But no, I mean, I did like this movie better.
Raquel.
I did like at the end where the dancing in the hall.
Raquel, what's your opinion?
I have to say a 7. I missed the wild mullet hairstyle.
Raquel is giving these movies pretty high reviews.
It was just too cut and clean.
All right, Raquel, did you prefer him looking Wolverine with the hairy chest or with the wax chest that he had in this movie? This motherfucker waxed his chest.
I see hairy chest.
Both these movies were made in 1989.
Well, that's his fucking strike hot on the fucking Snake Eater fucking bandwagon, didn't they? It wasn't going to last forever.
You think that? All right, so this is obviously a movie that was made for both. All right, it was an action movie that was made for both men and ladies, right?
Right.
I mean, well, mainly men, I reckon, because women. Oh, there won't
no.
Maybe you could say there was it was more of a film for men that women could watch. There's one naked tits.
Again, Lorenzo Lamas.
Women get a bit
Lorenzo Lamas from whatever the fuck it was, Coffee Press or whatever the fuck. Like this guy was one of those dudes that would draw older women and to be like, ooh, Lorenzo Lamas. Like the way Burt Reynolds was in the 70s. Like, it was the same way.
Right. Hey, so what do you rate this film, man?
I'd give it a thumbs up, but I wouldn't say it was as good as the first one. I'd say the first one was better.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Well,
Oh.
I won't say it was better, but I say I'd prefer the first one was better for me because the tits and Snake Eater was like fucking
You didn't
kicking
even
ass.
have much tits in the
Yeah.
first. Oh,
Well, whereas this one, it was kicking ass, but not as much. Apart from at the end, where he did sort of like, well, right at the beginning and right at the end, he kicked ass. But in the middle of the film, he was making
Carlos did
brains.
it right at the end. Was the best
blowing
part.
up people.
He goes and rescues Speedboat. I would say that's the best part of the movie. I would say that is the best part.
Yeah, especially that fight scene where he did a roundhouse kick. That was fucking.
God, get off that roundhouse kick.
Get another film right with a roundhouse kick in it.
Optic. Thank you,
Yeah,
Scotty.
yeah, he's got it.
Carol's here already. Manticore.
Yeah, my God.
Spock.
Yeah, good.
Thank you guys. And let's scroll down and full custom hot dog. That fucking name just got me. Games. Raquel's here already.
Mm-hmm.
George Lucas. George Lucas who always just does the
Yeah, he's always watching.
Oh wait, should I click on this next name, Jens? Because it might set you off.
Yeah. No, Nelson Gentleman's all right. It's Milton, the fucking UA, and I fucking don't really like to fucking talk too much.
I got that.
Nelson says, Scheiße auf meine Eier.
But
Which means, like shit on my balls.
Ew.
Well, eggs, but.
close out time. Closing time.
Lord, thank you for this movie and this show that we do every week. Thank you for our good company. And of course, Lord, thank you for titties so supple and soft with perky nipples. And thank you for revealing them in action movies and movies of all kinds. Lord, thank you for good friends. We will
Thank you for
return
those-
next week, God willing.
Thank you for those nice smooth titties and those titties with scars.
Yeah. I thought Lucinda was going to have a big old scar as a throwback.
And wrapping those legs around me. Or what do you shit he says. Not Darius, we find Billy Ray Munchausen.
Praise God.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, he's finished. He's
Okay.
He's Lord. He's wiping up now.
Just Torchy.
Yes.
Hello. Talk about Just Torchy. Damn it. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
I know Jens is gonna talk for 20 minutes about what he has to say, so go ahead.
I don't really have a whole lot to say. Just I'm here, and then I'm over at the download at Smoke the Aliens channel on Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's about really all I've got going on right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let you know for now.
Darius didn't fucking plug his shit. He just did a titty sermon.
Oh, I don't have a sermon. I'm sorry. Maybe next time I'll prepare one.
I got
you. Raquel's
Drop
got
all the links.
Yeah, Raquel's got a chest sermon. A snake eater chest sermon. Thank God for those hairy chests with those masculine features.
Yeah, I do Funhouse Shenanigans. I'm thinking of switching either to Wednesday or Friday. Not really sure. I might do one tomorrow. See how that goes. Also, I do gaming streams on my gaming channel. Go check that out because I'm having fun playing Elder Scrolls as of now. You can catch me either on Jedi Bills here, LDG, and more Kitty's live stream. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And now,
Yeah. Well, I have been talking a lot tonight, but that's because it was a great fucking movie, and it was a great fucking movie. There's a lot of great action shit we got to talk about.
I gotta shush you sometimes. It's okay because you fucking blab, and you're long-winded. But I love you again.
No, well, if you don't want me to talk about a film a lot, sure, like Birdemic, where it was like shit. I didn't even watch the rest of it. I wasn't talking. I've made up for not fucking talking on the Birdemic film because fucking.
That's a long-winded points. Is that what I'm talking about? So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, great film. Any film that has a good, nice roundhouse, fucking roadhouse type style kick, that was fucking filmed nicely.
One fucking roundhouse.
It was fucking good though. But anyway, I've got a video that I released like a day or two ago. It's Soynades 5, and it's all about me slagging off this soy cunt. Oh fucking you'll have to see the video, right, to believe it. He did this fucking video 6 months ago entitled They Don't Look Too Bad with Supergirl and Batgirl on the fucking thumbnail. And then he goes in to talk about how he's fucking okay with how DC's been treating their fucking property and that. But then he starts to claim that Wonder Woman is fantastic. I'm paraphrasing, and she's really fucking a badass who would kick his little Soyned bitch ass all over. And so yeah, and then I did a live stream with Soyned 11 where we was talking. You was on, like,
Yeah, I've been there a couple times, man.
Yeah. I'm saying yeah. So like, yeah, I've done that. So yeah.
I know we bust each other's balls about it. That's fine.
Well, I apologise. Last time, the time before that, you was on. I started playing Guns N' Roses' "Sweet Child of Mine," and you left. And I was thinking,
honestly, once someone picks up a guitar on their own stream, I immediately bounce. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I didn't know if it was, yeah, the Guns. So I thought, oh yeah, shit. I know Sasha don't like Guns N' Roses and fucking.
No, are you kidding me? You say I don't like Guns N' Roses? I love Guns N' Roses.
Well, yeah, you don't like to fucking.
Your hacks playing the shit.
Yeah. Oh, you like Guns N' Roses without Axl?
No, I met Axl and douchebag. I was like 12 years old. I met that, and he's a bit of a douchebag. But that don't take away, what the music did to me.
No.
Every time I would go to some kid's house, one of my friends, like Lies and Appetite for Destruction were always like two tapes that they had that we would always listen to.
Oh yeah, same here. In fact, I might have to like get them out like for a fucking good listen to tomorrow.
But no one could really deny after knowing all the shit about Axl Rose that he is a douchebag. Just saying.
Just saying.
Well, no, he's a bit of a diva when it comes to fucking performances. I'd say. I don't know his personal life, but I know it's hard to get him on stage on time. And so, if you're a fucking producer or whatever the fucking called for stage, you know, where like you're only in charge to getting them, like you're the manager or whatever, like fucking yeah. And I've got a Twitter account at 27A Pedersen, or it could be Pedersen 27A, one of the two.
And he's gonna be ripping on soy nerds forever.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm gonna probably be just looking out for like soy cunt saying something really fucking soy that I'm gonna fucking clip and then just slag the soy fucking nerd bitch off or whatever they said.
We hate soy nerds.
Yeah, what the fucking hell? But you know what it is? It's like the industry think that they can produce shit that these soy nerd bitches will watch.
Not me.
And
I'm not.
no,
I'm not watching
no.
any bullshit. I'm tired of new movies. New movies are all bullshit. I'm sick of all of them.
Well, no, there's some good movies coming out because
Barely,
man.
there barely are new good movies that come out, and it's like you have to scramble.
Well,
you have to scramble to watch it. It's like word of mouth. If someone tells me these days that there's a good movie out,
well, Accident Man 2, Scott Atkins. I think it's October summer.
The Batman sucked balls. I'm sorry, the Batman. Fuck that movie.
I'm saying Accident Man. I'm saying Accident Man.
Anyway,
Accident Man 2. But yeah. What about Darius? Come on, Darius. When you fucking doing and that.
Darius already.
Darius clocked out.
What? No, I'm just getting a little sleepy.
Anyway, I'm not talking about Accident Man. I'm trying to rock the goddamn thing. Anyway, so
masculine action.
Accident Man, Scott Atkins, October summer. I'll be watching that. I'll be doing a like 2-hour review of it, sort of thing.
So next week, all right.
Yeah.
For
Snake Eater 3.
No, wait, sorry, yeah. Just for Raquel, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do the Human Centipede. Next week, Raquel, hope you're here. Later, everybody.
Later,
Good night,
y'all.
everyone.